are sitting in class and you look around the room, what do you see? People who are trying to keep their eyes open or who have already lost that battle. Do you find yourself barely able to keep your eyelids open as they become heavier and heavier? This is a big problem in most high schools, and it hinders the students' education. I believe that this problem is because schools start too early, and we need a later start time. I've done a lot of research on the subject and have experienced its effects firsthand. I'm going to show you why we need later start times, the research on it, and the effect of changing them. Let me start by telling you the problem in schools. Schools start way too early for students to be able to focus. Teachers expect students to give them their full attention and effort, but they may be doing the best with the sleep they got. This makes it impossible for the students to be at their best. It makes it harder for them to attain the knowledge they hear to. They hear something, but their brains are not able to hold on to it because they are not fully awake. No matter how much a student wants to, he cannot force himself to keep his eyes open. We have all experienced this at least once in our lives, where no matter how hard we try, we cannot keep our eyes open. This is an everyday problem for some teens at school, and it greatly affects them during class. Some students cannot help how late they are staying up because they have homework to do. And if you play a sport, you can be getting home around 11 or even later at night, and then you still have to do your homework. And it can cause for very late nights and a lack of sleep. Now that you know the problem, I will show you the scientific research on it. Scientific research proves that high schoolers need a later start time to make everyday school more beneficial. You know, everyone blames the kid for going to bed too late, but science shows that going to bed any earlier is not natural for a teenager. This is because the brain hormone called melatonin is produced later at night for teens, according to How Much Sleep Do I Need by Mary Gavin, which I accessed December 2nd. This means that your bodies have a natural clock, and your brain will not start going to sleep until at least 10 or later at night and will not wake up before 8 a.m. When a teenager sleeps, they should naturally get 9 to 10 hours, according to Why Teenagers Really Do Need an Extra Hour in Bed by Russell Foster, which I also accessed on December 2nd. Teenagers actually need as much or more sleep as they got as children. Teens waking up at 7 a.m. is the equivalent of a 50-year-old waking up at 5 a.m. 42 states reported that most 75% to 100% public middle and high schools started before 8:30 a.m. Schools start according to Schools Start Too Early by U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources, which I accessed December 2nd. Lack of sleep can also limit your ability to learn, listen, concentrate, and solve problems. You may even forget important information as easy as names, numbers, your homework, or an event you have to go to, according to Sleep and Cognitive Development by Clea McNeely on December 2nd. It just greatly affects your everyday life and your attitude ability. Now that you've heard all the problems and research of teens not getting enough sleep, I'll tell you the solution. High schools need to have a later start time. Schools that have made the switch already have only positive things to say. Their students are coming in more willing to learn, and I have experienced the better environment myself when we have a 2-hour delay at school. Students come in refreshed, smiling, and happy to be at school and see their friends. They're not complaining or falling asleep in class nearly as much as they do on our regular start time days. It creates a happier and healthier environment for the students and teachers, because the teachers also need the sleep. Even though they don't need it as much as the teens, it'd be nice if when they're staying up late and grading, they could get that extra hour of sleep in the morning as well, because they have to be here even earlier than the students do. And time management during classes can be better because the teachers only have to go through a subject once, because our brains will be able to pick up the information faster. School is a dreaded and hated place for most students, and making start times later could help it to get a better name for itself and help in a place that kids are actually excited to go to. It would be great if we could get everything out of school that we put into it, because most of our childhood and teen years are at school or doing schoolwork. So we should be getting the full effects of this and able and prepared to go into college. Now that you know the problem and reasoning for teens being tired at school, so let's do something about it and push back the school's start times. Pushing back the school start times by even just 1 hour could make a huge difference. No matter what you do, teens are going to go to bed earlier, and they have the right not to because of their body's natural clock. We can't control when a person gets tired, but we can do something to help them and make their teen years more beneficial.